welcome back. Welcome back to
Growing with the Greens.
Yo, what's
Definitely.
up, y'all? Welcome back.
Yes.
If you don't know, I'm Janae,
And I'm Tanya.
and we the Greens.
We're the Greens. Yes. And we're so glad that we are back. This is our second episode back since we haven't been here for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
truly excited to share yet another episode with you guys. Last episode was amazing to us coming back.
Yeah,
And
man, that was really good.
yeah.
That was something that we definitely needed to talk about, like going beyond our limits. If you haven't seen that episode,
Yes.
go on back and go watch it. And then come
Absolutely.
back here and come see this one. Yeah. So we did. We talked a lot about going beyond our limits and what that meant for
Right.
us, and why that pause that we kind of had to take pushed us to do things for us.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that kind of determined the choices that we had to make for us.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think the power of then choosing for ourselves
Mm-hmm.
rather than what maybe others might give to us or the world or even
Mm-hmm.
our people pleasing. We are people pleasers in recovery
Man,
here.
yes, we've talked about that so much.
We
That's
have,
true.
yeah.
I didn't think about uh, I didn't think about how being a people pleaser or having that tendency of people pleasing took precedence over what I wanted
Yeah.
in a way of going further. Like,
Right.
of course, you think, people pleasing, you're trying to make that person happy with the decisions that you make. But
Right.
I didn't take into account how people pleasing hindered me from even pushing myself.
Right. Yeah. And that's where we create our own limitations, right? Talking
Yeah.
about our last episode where we're limiting ourselves because we're trying to comfort somebody else.
Yeah,
And there,
yeah.
then we end up, our journey becomes very resentful because now we're angry because we
Yes.
didn't choose ourselves. We chose somebody else.
Dang,
So
y'all,
that's what.
why every time we sit and talk, you always be blowing my mind? I swear, because you just made me think about that.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
absolutely right.
contributing factor
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah.
right? So I think it's really important to look at that. There are many things that we can look at
Mhm.
here where we can focus on in order to then start living
Yeah,
our life with our own choices, our own
yeah,
journey, what we really want. And part of that, I think, is being one with yourself first, like being
yes.
with yourself and being mindful of what you need
Mm-hmm.
because like we said earlier, I think in the last episode, we tend to just follow what other people want for us.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
because we've done that for so long,
It just becomes comfortable for us.
exactly.
Yeah, that's a really great point. That makes me think about like there's about comfortability, right? A
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that we do, we want to make sure that we're comfortable doing because
Right.
that's what we're used to.
Yeah.
But that's also a choice,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Not choosing is a
It's a
choice.
choice. Yeah.
And that
Settling.
blew my mind when that kind of came to me with a situation that I was presented.
Mm.
I kind of chose not to choose something better because I was so comfortable in what I was doing.
Right. Yeah.
Because it could go for relationships, it could go for your career and life choices.
Yeah.
Like, but for me specifically, it was my career choice. I've been an early educator for a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Since I was 17, I've been in early education,
Right.
and
Right.
I've thrived in it, and I've had a passion for it, and I found that it became very comfortable for me.
Yeah.
So whenever opportunities arises, I kind of backed off of them and shied away because it was something different
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't comfortable in that role. It's like, but
Right.
I don't know that. So why would I put myself in an uncomfortable position in
Yeah.
order to do it?
And I think that's what it is. That's how we tend to think, right? Comfortable, that word really means the know. I know this.
Yeah, yeah.
I am aware what to do. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like I can do it in autopilot if I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to. But uncomfortability means going past that, right? Being able
Yeah.
to not know,
Uh-huh.
being uncomfortable with not knowing, but understanding this is the growth part, right? So
Yeah.
that's why
That's a lot of thinking right there, right? When we're
yeah,
in the midst of like different situations in our lives, we don't want to think about all of that. You don't
right,
think about that you're making this choice out of comfortability or
right,
you're not making a choice out of comfortability because
right,
that makes us more aware of what we are deciding to do.
right, yeah,
And what does that do? It points it back on us.
yes.
My bad. I cut you off because I feel like you was
No,
about to say
no. I
something.
think that's exactly where it's at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because then we think, oh no, I'm comfortable here. This is how life is, right? We're
Yeah.
settling to
Mm.
this part and saying it's okay.
Yeah.
But is it really okay? Are we living in our truth in this,
Yeah.
right? Are we living to the point where we want to be, or are we just stuck in this place, right?
Mm.
So I think it's really important to know that the uncomfortability is temporary too, but it's growth. There's good in uncomfortability.
Yeah. And I think that's a very good point that you pointed out that there's still goodness in uncomfortability.
Right.
Like, when we think about something being uncomfortable, we could even go towards something that like the shirt that I have on right
Mhm.
now. Like,
Mhm.
I love the way that it looks on me, but the whole fact that the inside layer of it is wool and it
Mm.
scratches me. So it's really uncomfortable. But am I going to not wear it and not look good because of that minor uncomfortability? It's
Yeah.
going to be for a moment. And it's the
Mhm.
way that we have to change our mindset, right? Because if I stop thinking about what's uncomfortable, but think about what the outcome of that uncomfortability may bring,
Mhm.
like that's a whole nother mindset that you will be stepping
Right.
into. You have to make it where you are able to push yourself
Right.
further than what you are just able to see or feel or experience right now
Right.
and make that choice, right? That I'm choosing to change how I feel about my mindset of this itchiness.
Right. Yeah.
I'm choosing to make it that I'm looking good.
Mhm.
I'm making that choice that to look good over thinking that something isn't feeling good.
Yeah. And I think also if we the way that we can continue to move towards the uncomfortability
Mm-hmm.
is one, giving yourself grace, because I think because we don't know, we
Yeah.
start thinking harshly of ourselves, like I'm not
Yeah.
good enough.
Mm-hmm.
This is what am I doing here?
Mm-hmm.
We start comparing, right? I think that's where
That's a
we
big
get into
one.
trouble there. We
Yeah.
start
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
comparing. So I think a lot of it is just
Social
kind of
media does not make that better. Let's put that out.
I
Social
know for
media,
sure.
that's why I'm happy that I'm an older millennial. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't have all of these social influences. Like
Right.
we were at the break of like what is it? Video vixens and stuff like that,
Yeah, yeah.
But all the heavy social media things that are happening right now is a huge influence on people's lives to the even to the aspect of like what you should be eating
Mhm,
every
mhm.
day.
Yeah,
What you
yeah.
should, like so people start thinking that they don't have choices because of
Yeah.
all these other influences around you.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. We get influenced by others if we put too much focus on it, right?
Mhm.
So I think
Mhm.
there is a need to monitor yourself with that too,
Yeah.
because I mean there is a lot of good influences in social media as
Yeah,
well. We
absolutely.
get inspired by people who continue to grow. I mean, even this podcast in
Yeah.
itself
Yeah.
came from influences of others as well
Yes,
too.
absolutely.
So there is
Absolutely.
positive in it, but just being able to monitor and not compare. Make your journey your
Yeah.
own and this and not compare.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just laughing because like right before you had said that, we were talking about the negative. Like we always think of uncomfortability as the negative, and that's instantly what I did with social media right then.
Ah, yeah.
But you were able to look around that negativity of that social media
Right.
influence to bring it into the positive thing. That just definitely put everything that we just spoke about into perspective for me
Yeah.
because you were able to see the same thing, the
Mm.
same situation, but bring it into light
Yeah.
instead of having it go the other way.
Yeah.
So that was kind of dope. I don't think you realize how
I
that
didn't
kind
realize
of
that. Yeah.
kind of came together full circle right there
Yeah. Yeah. No,
because you
definitely. It's
chose to look at it in a positive way rather than looking at it as I was describing like that negative
yeah.
impact on it.
Well, I mean, part of it, I would say, part of my job is to reframe.
This is true. Oh, dang, dang. So she
So,
take that point away from her. She was schooled in this.
no, but I mean, we do have to.
Did you
We
just
have
therapize
to.
me? Did she just therapize me?
No, I
Is
did
that what
not.
happened? You
No, I
didn't,
did
right?
not.
Oh,
I
okay.
did not.
Because she has a tendency. She has a tendency of therapizing me. So we have this thing because, of course, you guys know she's a great therapist at that. But like couples like when you're in a mind frame of what she just said, she's just in a mind frame of reframing things. I'm like, hold on, don't be therapizing me. I have my own therapist. Make
That's
that line.
hilarious.
But anyways, back to our
Yes.
choices. Back to our
Speaking
choices.
of that too, while in the therapy world, this is
Mm-hmm.
what I do also. Often, it's also reframing, but speaking about the power of choice,
Yeah.
right? It's being able to take the wheel of your own journey, and that's what I say. Almost every single client that I see new, I
Yeah.
say, I am not the one driving. I am guiding you,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
through reframe, through challenging you, through asking you questions. But ultimately, whatever you decide here, it's your choice,
Yeah.
and you're
Don't
the
be giving them too
driver.
much. Don't yo, rewind that. Don't be giving them what you be doing in
Stop
sessions and
it.
stuff because if y'all want to book her, go ahead and slide into the DMs. She's
Well,
great.
this
I'm
is
just playing.
this
Go
is
ahead. Go ahead.
pulling them to get more. Like if this is what I'm getting, I want to know
Absolutely.
what
Go,
else.
you're right. You're right. Go ahead. Give them a sneak peek.
No, but I mean, let's when we get back to this topic of the power of choice,
Yeah.
really is you driving your own car,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get other influences like in social media, but not too much
Mm-hmm.
through self help books, through
Yeah.
mindfulness, of what you need, what you're continuing to learn about yourself and unlearn about yourself.
That's
This is
true.
where you create those choices, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we do have to step back and move um, far from that noise,
Mm-hmm.
right? In order
Yeah.
to start making those choices.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah. We
That's
talk
true.
about it a lot, right? With us moving here and how
Yeah.
we've created more choices for ourselves here than we have maybe back in Connecticut, you would
Oh,
say.
absolutely. Because like you said, we had to clear out the noise.
Mm-hmm.
And not to say because but for some of you that don't know, we came from Connecticut down to Virginia about what 5 years ago? 6 years
Six and a
ago.
half. It's gonna be 7.
Wow. We've been out here for a minute.
Yeah.
Well, for like 6 years, we've been out here in Virginia and we both had the majority of our families in Connecticut.
Right.
And we decided to move away from them to start a new life here in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I did have a sprinkle of family here and there in Virginia
Mm-hmm.
to help us out, when
Yeah,
we
that
came
definitely
down here.
helps.
And
Yeah.
it did help, but for the most part, we've been on our own out here.
Right.
And I feel like we've learned so much and we have developed into the people that we are destined to be, right?
Yes.
And it's because we were able to step out of the noise. We never realize how noisy something is until you step out of it.
For
And it's
sure.
just like you remember back in the day, like the cartoons where
Mm-hmm.
you were in the big city and it was so noisy with like the cabs and the people talking. So it was kind of like that for us
Yeah.
in the environment, not physically, but there was family, there was friends, there was
Mm-hmm.
obligations, there was careers and jobs and outings. There was just so much that we were engulfed in
Yes.
that I personally felt like I was losing a lot of myself inside of all of that.
Ah,
So
yeah.
I couldn't I no longer knew how to make choices for myself.
Right.
Every
Right.
choice I made like a few years ago were all dependent on the people and the situations I was around.
Right. Yeah. Who I needed to take care of, who I needed to be close with just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Who needed this from me,
Yeah.
right?
And I
Yeah.
could honestly say there was no self awareness back
Oh
when
no.
I would, and that's no, like, let me make this very clear. That is not saying that, like, everything was bad
No.
that I came from, or, they hindered me. Specific people hindered me, because it wasn't that. That's where choices come in.
Yeah.
That's where the choices came in. And that's where I had to realize that the choices I was making weren't for me. The choices
Mm.
I was making were for family, were for friends, were to better a situation to make other people happy
Yeah.
and not so much myself. I don't even think I could say that I knew what full joy and happiness was just within inside of myself because I was always consumed with other things,
Right,
you
right.
know?
Yeah.
So I didn't know what my own choice was
Yes. Yes.
until I was able to be by myself and sometimes scared, afraid, like overwhelmed,
Mhm. Mhm.
not knowing which direction, but I had to deal with it on my own
Right.
in
Yeah.
order to make those choices either good nor bad for
Yeah.
myself.
And it's not to say I think that's a really good point that you're making, but we don't want to create an image where okay, move away from your family or
Yeah,
get
absolutely
out.
not.
I
Absolutely
think
not. No.
also creating that space can mean maybe I need to stop hanging around this crew too
Mhm.
much, you
Mhm.
know. Maybe I
Mhm.
need to start going to this book club. Maybe I need to start going to this cooking
Absolutely.
class, you
Yeah.
know. Being able to separate yourself from the everyday, maybe mundane things that you
Mhm.
really don't create, you know, happiness and joy with. It's maybe something that you're
Mhm.
just comfortable with, right? So you
Because you're
just
used to
settle
doing it.
exactly.
Yeah.
But then it's like, am I really being fulfilled? People, even in therapy, going back to that too. They're like, I'm just not happy. Like I'm like upset. I don't know why. Like, and they can't pinpoint what it is.
Hmm.
But then
I've
sometimes
been there. I've said that
you
before.
have that,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And what ends up being the core of the reason why for you? Do you feel? I can
Well,
go by what I see in my clients, but
on
if you want to
why I'm
share.
not happy.
Yeah, yeah. Saying I don't know why I'm not happy. I
Oh,
don't
because I
know
wasn't creating that happiness. I
that
wasn't
fulfillment.
doing anything that was, I would always say, oh, like I'm not happy. All I do is go to work and go see my girlfriend and come
Mhm.
home and go
Mhm.
to sleep and do it all over again. So my therapist will always say, okay, so what can we do to change that?
Yeah.
What are you choosing different? I'm like,
Mm.
oh, well, maybe instead of just going to go see my girlfriend, maybe I could have her meet me somewhere and we could have a date night
Mhm.
outside of the
Mhm.
house. Maybe we could go take a walk or something. You know, it was making me think deeper on what other choices could I make
Yeah.
to create what I was looking for.
Yeah. What's missing?
What was
Yeah.
missing? And it was every time I had the answer. And that was the thing. Like I
Mhm.
always had the answer on what I was missing because
Right.
I was choosing what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it.
Yeah. And you know, one of the things that I did notice, we had my cousin come for
Oh
the week to
yeah.
spend some time here, and something that was just beautiful about it is that she was amazed by our new home, the things that
Mhm.
we're doing, the levels that she was here, and a lot of changes that we've had
Yeah,
career
yeah.
wise. So she was able to hear all that and experience that, and all she could say, you know, through this, she's like, "I'm so proud of you guys. Like, I'm so proud of where you guys are, what you guys are building. Like, this is amazing to see."
Uh-huh.
So it really created a lot of validation, but the validation came from the choices that I've made for myself. It wasn't
Okay.
validation of what she expected of me. It was more
Oh.
so validation of yes, what I'm choosing good for myself and people who I used to go through their expectations
Yeah,
are
yeah.
still happy for me and it's still my own choice.
You better be breaking through things.
Yes,
Ah!
yes.
Like that makes a lot of sense about validation versus like having your own validation,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like because I want to feel validated. And
Mhm.
that's what everyone wants to do is feel
Right.
validated. But it's something different when you could feel validation that you are validating yourself.
Yes.
That I have exceeded my own expectations
Mhm.
on the limits I can actually like go to. Like,
Mhm.
and I think that's a beautiful thing. And I really thank your cousin for having those gentle words with us. And it
Mhm.
wasn't in a way that she was boasting to us, like, oh,
Right.
trying to amp us up. She literally just sat and had a conversation with us in a way that it it showed us
Mhm.
the appreciation that she had for us taking our own journey.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
think that was the thing that was so heartfelt was that she saw that it's been hard for us,
Right.
that it has not been an easy road,
Yes.
that we have had to step out of our comfortable spots
Mm-hmm.
in order to achieve some of the things that we're achieving in life.
Yeah.
And we, like you said, we didn't ask for anyone's permission to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We just did it because it felt right for us.
Right.
And that's how this all started, right? It all started with us having a dream that we said it no longer needed to be a dream.
Yeah.
It needed to now be reality, right?
For
Because
sure.
what is holding our dream? Us.
Yes.
We were the ones that was holding our dream and making it seem like it wasn't achievable.
Right. Yeah.
Until we were able to step out of our comfortable spot and choose us first. None of this would have happened if we did not choose ourselves first.
Yes.
I couldn't even choose you 1st
Mm-hmm.
in order to make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I appreciate through this journey, is that we are actually learning as we are trying to help others learn as well, that the journey never stops.
Never. Yeah.
The journey never
growth.
stops.
Yeah.
There's always growth, because once you become aware of the missions that you have in life, and really the biggest mission we have is to take care of ourselves.
Right. Yeah.
That is the biggest mission, is to take care of ourselves.
But you know what the beauty about that is that at first, like we mentioned, it's challenging, and as we're getting out of our comfortability stage and going uncomfortable, after a while of being uncomfortable, it becomes a chase. We want the next thing. We want to be able to continue growing and what's next. Because if we say, this is possible, and because of the choices that we've made to not allow our limitations in our own mind or other people take over, and we've succeeded this much, just imagine how much more we can do now with the power of this knowledge, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a question. So, because I know we talk a lot about moving to Virginia has changed the dynamics of our lives.
Yeah.
But outside of Virginia, what's a major choice that you decided to make in your life?
I think it's not necessarily a place, an environment, a person, but I think myself. I think knowledge. Knowledge plays a huge part of it.
Okay.
I decided to not let what I think may happen or needs to happen and go, and I think that came from you, is being able to dig deeper into getting more information, speaking to the right people, going on, sites to learn more about it, and then say, oh, actually, it isn't that much money to do so and so. It doesn't take this long to do this, because we create stories of already obstacles of no, it's going to be too expensive. We're not going to be able to afford that. Or no, we can't go to that place, or we can't go to that trip. Whatever the choices that we want, I figured one of the things that I'm not going to do is create stories in my head, but rather create knowledge of understanding before I make that choice.
Yeah. You did get that from me, because she used to, back in the day, she used to just go off of a thought. There was no backup research. It could be like we go into a new restaurant. It could be on a Sunday at 8 p.m., right? And she'll be like, yeah, let's just go. No, they're open.
Yeah, I create my own facts.
Like, she just created her own. No, don't worry. Yeah, the kitchen stays open till 11. Place closes at 9, okay? But she never followed up on anything, but she does that with everything now. And I see that changed in you. Like, absolutely. You go further. And that was me, because I never believed anything anybody told me.
Well, I mean, I guess it's a good thing, because it was a thing with her where, like, she was hesitant. I can't trust. No,
like, let me go find out myself.
Come on, let's just go. Like, be adventurous. And you're like, no,
it's not an adventure.
We have to read all the instructions first,
and
then make our decision from there.
Yes.
I'm just like,
before we book this flight, let's see if there's any connecting flights first.
Yes.
Let's see if it's straight through. Like just little things.
Yeah.
Going a little further than what just they present. But no, I get what you're saying. Because I used to also make up stories, because I think that also was a defense mechanism, that we would create stories to protect ourselves from, like, knowing the truth of something.
Yes.
So what, once again, comfortability, right?
Yes.
Because if we made up a story that we were comfortable with,
Mhm.
we knew what to expect,
Yes.
even if it was fake. And most of the time it was. But we created that because it protected whatever else could have been the answer.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. We
so
self-sabotage a lot.
absolutely. So once again, that is not a comfortable spot to be in.
No.
To just, okay, I have to go the extra mile to create this more knowledge. I have to not just go off of what I'm thinking, because
Right.
I'm going to create the best scenario for myself.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Exactly. My thoughts are not always factual, and maybe I have to do the extra to be able to get to that place of choosing.
Mm.
So I think that's one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to ask you a question.
What's the question? Are we feeling like truth or dare? Let's do truth or dare. Okay, never mind.
Not
dare.
not
No,
maybe not in this. No.
Sorry.
Maybe
Next show.
after the
After
after the show. Yeah.
Are you just? Oh, go ahead.
Anyways.
Okay. Okay.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is maybe right now in this moment in your life? One choice you feel like you're afraid of making or moving towards? Put you on the spot.
Oh, show today. I like
Put you on the spot.
She likes doing that to me. I'm gonna be honest. I talked a little bit about it before of like my career change. I have been in early education for over 15 years.
Right.
So that has been a major part of my life, and now I'm kind of going more towards social work and more into like public speaking and things in that sort. So that is something that I have not, like, I'm trying to dive all the way in and make a choice of not being comfortable doing what I always know, which is early education, and going into this social work, and also going to get my master's in social work. So, you know, that's a big thing for me because I have to go back to school. And it's very uncomfortable right now.
Yeah. I do want to challenge that though, in a sense of just giving you a little bit of like feedback on that. You mentioned you've been in early childhood, but one of the many things that Janae has been so good in early childhood is that social emotional piece.
Yeah.
Through it all, you've been a leader. Like, you know the childcare and all the curriculums and all that.
Yeah.
But the top thing that you really focus on is that human service area of social work, of connecting with the families, of understanding them, of managing the challenges that come with that. You know, so
that
it's already
is
in you there. It's just now focusing on it. And I agree with you. I've also had that in a moment of my life when I was in early childhood and stepping into therapy world, you know, into psychology and all that. I'm like, ooh, that's a really hard place for me to switch. But
and it's not really that big of a switch.
No, it is a big switch, but you'll find so much good in this, because now sometimes in early childhood we can't really focus on the social emotional piece a lot because there's other
so
things
many
that
other factors that you have to
are priority there too. So now you get to live in a world where that's the number one thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why it's becoming more and more easier for me to step into the world, because I have dabbed into it and I loved it.
Yeah.
It was just the circumstances at the time that I couldn't dive into it the way I wanted to. But I've always loved it. I've always loved guiding the parents on how to guide their little ones.
For sure.
You know, and this is giving me that opportunity. So like, I'm gonna be real, y'all. Like, I'm a little scared, just a tiny, you know, because it is an avenue that I'm stepping into that I don't know already, and that I don't have years of experience. Because sometimes if you don't have the knowledge, it's okay, but you follow up with the experience, and I have none of that. But I'm making a choice. And I have to say this right now, because now I'm holding myself accountable. And I got all of y'all holding me accountable, that I am making the choice to go further than what I'm comfortable in going.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it. I'm going to achieve it. Like, watch me when I be on here with my MSW.
Absolutely.
You know, because that's my goal, and that's what I want to do. So I'm making the choice to move forward with that right now.
And
But
also
I'm
the
scared.
the choice, yeah, the choice of doing it scared.
Yeah,
That's another tool that we learned,
absolutely.
right? Is doing it scared.
Doing
I'm
it scared,
scared. I
but
don't know
still
what the
doing it.
outcome of it, but I'm
Hmm.
still gonna do it because it's
Yep,
something that I want to do for myself.
that's true.
So I
That's
mean,
true.
one thing to consider in that.
Man, we gotta do it.
Yes.
We gotta do this thing. I swear.
We're
We
doing
gotta do
it.
this thing.
And we want to ask also for you guys,
Yeah.
what are some choices that you are not making right now because
Ooh,
you're scared?
did you just ask that?
Yes.
What choices are you not making right now?
Yeah, or choosing not to make as well,
Yeah.
right? You're in your comfortable stage right now, and I know it feels comfy because you know it, but deep down, are you truly fulfilled? Is the question at hand. Do you see yourself going further? What does it mean go further? Mm-hmm. And so I think that's a question we have for you guys.
Yeah,
so please
answer
share
that question. Share your thoughts with us. Let us know because we've definitely shared a lot of thoughts. I feel like she had me sharing a lot of my thoughts today. It was a little mini sesh, but definitely needed because I don't want to be held down by the choices that I am not making.
Right.
And I'm making that very aware. I'm trying to be very aware of that right now.
Right.
Of not making choices because I'm afraid of what's on the other side. So I'm taking this stance with y'all too.
We're always in the journey with you.
Yeah.
We say these things, but these are the things that we've learned, and
we're working on as well.
This podcast is growing, through all this, being able what we go through, and I think part of that is being able to share what we've gone through and what we're still going through, and really being vulnerable with that with you guys because we want you guys to be vulnerable with us, right?
So. Don't forget, as always, go to our IG page as well. We be having some good stuff on there. You see my face every now and then. With the
I am
nice
loving the video
techniques.
So far.
I do a couple breathing techniques on there for y'all. Give you some words.
I gotta step into there and just
come
show
over
my face a little bit.
Come over to the world.
I might do a little video.
Yeah, so don't forget to subscribe right down there, y'all. Subscribe, please.
Follow us.
We are trying to grow a following. We want you to share the video, share our content with people, and don't forget to share your thoughts with us as well.
Yes. I think that's another big one I wanted to mention. Share your thoughts with us, even criticism about something. I think we'll take all of that into consideration.
Yeah.
I think we want to be able to learn, and sometimes we might not see something that you see. So please, this is an open space.
All right, they're not too open. Don't get crazy on here. Be nice.
Get wild.
We're nice. Be nice with us. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, make sure that you are being intentional this week with your choices. Make sure that you are doing it for yourself, and make sure that you continue to grow with us as we continue to grow with y'all.
Yes.
Yo, until next time. Bye. We out of here. Yeah. Oh man. We out of here.